Good morning, dear students. Hope all of you are fine and you are able to follow my classes. If there is any problem, please let me know. We will move on to the next class. Let us start the class with a small prayer. Lord Jesus, we surrender all children and their supporting hands into your heart. Bless them with your love and care and help us to provide healing hands and smiling face during their journey. Lord, make me as an instrument of your love, peace, and healing. Amen. Ave Maria. In the last class, we studied up to sensory development. Now, we will move on to the cognitive development. Okay, as we have learned in theory, preschooler and toddler belongs to pre-operational stage. They belong to pre-operational stage, that is 2 to 7 years, and the main goal of it is symbolic thought. This is again divided into two substages, that is preconceptual stage and intuitive stage. In preconceptual stage, there is a language acquisition is the main target, and it is happening mainly, and there is increased use of verbal representation. But we can see that the speech of baby is always egocentric. It is from 2 to 4 years, so it is a continuation of the toddler period. We can see the child uses symbols. Okay, that is for the action. In the telegraphic speech, I have showed you how symbol will act for the action. A toy doll stands for the real baby. Okay, the baby will consider the toy as real baby and will take it in play. And when they will be, the child will play the role of papa or mama. Okay, mama or dada. So this is mainly happening during that particular period. So we can see that there is increased use of verbal representation and the speech is egocentric in nature. The child uses symbols for the action. Example, a toy doll can stand for the real baby and the child will take up the role of a mama or dada. And language acquisition is the main target. Okay, next is the second substage, that is the intuitive stage, that is from 4 to 7 years. So up to 6 years, preschooler belongs to this stage, the intuitive stage, 4 to 6 years. Speech became more social, and as they become more and more social, they become less and less egocentric. So that means if we are egocentric, that means we are not social. How much we are social, we are understanding others' problem, that much we will be slowly overcome our self-centeredness or selfishness. Okay, so that begins from preschooler. So more become, after the baby become more and more social, they become less and less egocentric. That is the importance of being more children in the family. So they are having the chance to understand more and more people, mingling with more and more people. So becoming less egocentric and less selfishness, and it continues throughout. Okay, here the child have the basic knowledge of what they feel or according to them what is true. But many times they may not be able to explain it, but they can feel it. They may have a strong feeling, but they may not be able to express it. Okay, so that is regarding the cognitive aspect of a preschool child. Okay, so the child belongs to pre-operational stage. There is two substages, preconceptual stage and intuitive stage. Now we'll see what are the other characters we can see during this particular period. So during this period, the baby solves the problem. but only from one aspect. Okay, usually, if they have, I remember when Johanna wants to go to Karingundam and she found out her way, like go to the Kolani, take your auto and go to Karingundam because it was a corona period. So what happened? So that is only one aspect. She wanted to go to Karingundam. Only one method is take auto, and she was not aware that auto was available, and during those days nothing was available. They won't bother about any other concept. At any cost, the problem is reaching to Karingundam. Solution is only this method. So they can think only from one aspect. Next is they have symbolism. Okay, symbolism. Even when we speak, we will use symbols. Okay, we may use even our character, many symbols are coming. But actually, the children, their symbolism, what Payajet explaining, slightly different. It is not exactly like the symbolism that is the concept of symbolism. Here, the baby have the concept of a mental event. Okay, and the baby, okay, that mental event can stand for something in the real world because it is actually useful in play and cartoon. So they do not imagine the child is not having a car and he is influenced by car from maybe from a film or from TV. So he can take a wood piece, okay, and hold vertically and he can move it imagining that it is a car. So according to him, it is not a wooden piece, it is a car. That is symbolism, okay, in the what is seen in the children. So symbolic play, in symbolic play, piece of wood can represent a car. Next is reasoning is present in this baby, okay, beginning during this particular period, reasoning, okay, then but it is transductive. So what happened, one idea which is good in one area, it may be go to another area. Example, it is in morning because I did not eat breakfast. Okay, it is not morning. Why? Because I did not eat breakfast. So because of that, they may reach to faulty conclusion. There is one more funny thing which is easy for you to remember. Mama is having a big tummy because mama's tummy is having a baby within that. So automatically what happened? There are our elders, okay, male in the family, elder male in the family also may have a big tummy. So what the children will think? Yes, even they have a baby in their tummy. So this is a transductive reason. So they may go into, according to the child, it is correct. Mama's tummy is becoming bigger and bigger because baby is growing. So baby, a child understand that everyone who is having the big tummy is having baby inside. So they may go and ask with the grandma, what is the name of the baby which is within your tummy? Okay, so that is normal according to this particular age group. Then they will be concept regarding the world. Okay, they will be expressing the ideas about animism, realism, and artificialism. Okay, animism means it is a belief that the objects, place, and all the creation has as spiritual aspect and feelings and values. Imagine even if a glass, if it is broken, baby feels like the glass feel pain because when the baby is falling down, baby is feeling pain. So the same feeling is present in the glass. Okay, that is a feeling. Okay, animism. Okay, that is the spiritual aspect or the feeling aspect which is only found in the living things. They do not know the difference between the pakka living and non-living. So they consider that even the non-living things has a spiritual events and they have all these things, okay, feelings, everything just like a living thing. Okay, and imagine they think that the stars have got their own life. Stars may be going to school. Okay, they may come back and they may sleep in the night. That is why even I studied a poem saying that one baby is asking to the ocean, okay, waves, where is your home? Whether you have a mama, can I come to your home? So this is the concept that the waves has life. Actually, the ocean, waves, water, all these has no life. We can understand as an adult, but they cannot follow it. Okay, that is animism. Okay, so that means attributing the living aspect into non-living things. Next is the realism. Okay, in the realism, they are confused with the physical and the psychological realities. Okay, now baby may be dreaming or thinking like horses, and tomorrow the baby can say that, oh, one crib came into my one horse came into my crib and it wake me up, and I saw it was really white color. All these things they will be narrating. So the exactly what happened here, the child is not telling lie because they do not know exactly what is truth and correct, and so need not bother much about it. It is the peculiarity of those age, and it will be resolving afterwards. So here what happens, the baby having the psychological thought of a horse, maybe in the story or somewhere they might have heard about a good white horse. They had a desire of getting it, and in the fantasy, they have worked on it, and it came into the crib, and maybe it, according to her thought or his thought, it might have waken up, rubbed, and might have taken for a ride and came back, and the child will tomorrow morning the child will come and tell with mother, mother, one horse came to my crib. It was a peculiar horse, maybe from heaven, and it took me around. Okay, some children will come and say that one day, one Johanna was telling that, okay, Mother Mary came and told me, because the previous day I have explained the same something, the Fatima incident I explained, and the next within 2 3 days she came and explained me that Mother Mary came and told me something. So I could understand it is the because since I have explained certain things, that she is thinking that it has happened to her, and that is the realism. If they really understand, they think that even the psychologically what is happening in their thoughts, it is really happening. That is what they are thinking. Clear? So here the parents should understand, need not punish the babies. Next is the artificialism. The child believe that everything happens in the objects for the purpose of satisfying human needs. Okay, they identify every object with the purpose. Example, a chair is to sit on, sit down. So if anybody is keeping the leg on the chair, they may not allow it. The sun is shining. Why? Because the children wants to play. This is a period where they may not allow the parents' trust to be given to somebody else. Why? This trust is particularly for his or her papa or mama, not for another person. Clear? So every object in the environment, they will connect with the certain needs. Okay, in order to purpose maintain or achieve the purpose of certain human needs. So that is artificialism. So majority of the children in your childhood, you might have got angry with someone else, a guest who is coming to your family may be wearing your dress. It is only because of artificialism. So we can see that the baby has, okay, we will continue it in the next slide. Here we have seen that the baby solved the problem only in one aspect, and they have the symbolism. Okay, the piece of wood can represent a car. Transductive reasoning, it is in morning because I did not eat breakfast. Expression, ideas about the natural events. Okay, so that is the stars have life and they also have the feelings and motives. Artificialism, okay, everything is identified with the purpose. Okay, a chair is to sit down, sunshine to for the children to play. we will continue with the cognitive development. They will follow directional commands. Okay, in the last class I told you, even if we are asking, okay, go to that place, take that book and give it to me, baby is able to follow the directional commands. Okay, next, begin to understand the concept of time. Okay, they may tell that 7 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 p.m., all these things they say that. The concept is beginning. But actually, the exact concept development has not happened. The baby may tell that I spent 2 hours, but how much is the length of 2 hours, baby cannot understand. So, what to do? Whenever we are explaining, connect it with something else. Evening at 4 o'clock means tell by the time mama comes to take you back to home. Okay, where usually children go to home by 3:30, 4 o'clock. So mama come to that particular period. So connecting like an incident which is easy for the baby to understand. Okay, papa is coming in December. Tell them that papa will come close to Christmas. Okay, such a explanation will be helpful for the baby to get more clarity or more understanding. Otherwise, the baby's words, they will explain all these things. We think that the baby have the real concept. Exactly, preschooler do not have the correct concept of time. But it begins by the end of the school preschooler period. If you teach them how to tell the time, they will be able to say by the end of preschooler period. Classify objects according to one character. If you have a preschooler, okay, or in a church or anywhere, if you see, they may rearrange the slippers. They do not have the problem of cleanliness. So they may rearrange according to the size or according to the color. They will consider one character and each time they will be rearranging in a different manner. So they will classify objects according to one character. Okay, according to the color. They may not be able to say it. Okay, 2, 3. Okay, by the end of preschooler, they are able to say the primary colors. But I think by 3 years itself, the child is able to discriminate between the colors. That we must make sure. The color blindness is increasing nowadays because of increased use of visual medias. Okay, screen. So parents should be taught so that they are bringing the colors in their vocabulary and making sure that the baby is able to identify the colors. The next is describe events accurately. Okay, what will happen if a chechi of a schooler and maybe a brother or sister of a preschooler is coming back from school and chechi is buying, which is prevented by the parents. Imagine parents are not given the permission to get a chocolate from maybe some shops, and chechi is buying one. And what will happen? May give one to the baby, telling that not to come and give it to family. What will happen from the gate? Yes, from the time baby reaches to gate itself, the baby will forget about all the promise and come and tell me, Amma, Chechi went to that particular shop, she bought this particular chocolate and the children asked all these things and she has said these things and she told me, she has given it and she told me not to tell you. Yes, describe events accurately during this particular period. So they follow the directional commands. They begin to understand the concept of time but not completed. Okay, it is just beginning. Classify objects according to one character and describe events accurately. We will move on to the psychosocial development. According to Erik Erikson, the developmental task that the baby need to attain is initiativeness. Okay, in case if the baby is not developing initiativeness, baby will go for a guilt. Okay, already I have explained it, but I'll just go fast. So what happened? This is the period of vigorous activity. There is intrusive behavior. They want to know everything. They have a strong imagination and they wanted to assert control, power over the environment by taking decisions, by taking the initiative and by planning the activities. And accomplishing the task itself is a challenge for the baby. And Is the baby is accomplishing the task, that means the baby has set the attainable task, and if the parents are appreciating it, appreciating their choices, such a baby will develop a consciousness, and they will be guided not only by outsiders, but they are guided by the inner voice. Okay, they have an inner voice consciousness. Okay, that is which wants, okay, that is right, that is wrong. Okay, that is why even mama said that not to buy from the chocolate, baby knows it is wrong. Even though the sister has told not to come and tell with mother, she will come and tell with the mother properly with whole explanation, because she knows, she has an inner conscious of telling that it is wrong. So if it is encouraged or reinforced, appreciated during the play and by the parents, the child will develop. Clear? So what will happen if it is? So they will become competent in nature. They will be competent enough. Okay, when we are working with others, we should not have the competition, but we should be competent enough. Okay, I must be able to do according to what I supposed to do, but I need not have a competition with others. They may have certain area which is better than me. They may have certain area which may be not up to me. Clear? For this is a different. So competent. Okay, so it's unwanted competition will go for unhealthy relationship. So this competent, okay, whatever I supposed to do, I have to do it. Clear? According to what post I have, according to what position I have, according to my ability, I will do the level best. Competence. Okay, so that is coming from the initiativeness. So the children who are, what will happen in case if the child is completely controlled by the adult? That means the initiativeness of the child is shattered. No, that is wrong. No, this is the problem. So what happened? The parents is over directing and forcing the baby to do the activities according to the parents. So this, the child will think that there is some problem within himself. Okay, all my thoughts are bad, it is not accepting by others. So he himself will think that I have some problem, others are not a problem, I have some problem, because the baby think that he is guilty. Clear? So the child who is failed to develop the sense of initiativeness, they may have the fear to try new things because the parents may scold them. Clear? So what happened? They may not go to initiate, so their exposure is less, so their learning is less. Clear? So they will be, if anything happens, so such a children will only, okay, if anything happen in that environment, they may not be able to criticize anyone. Instead they will think that within themselves, okay, it's my reason, because of me it has gone bad, because of me that. So there is a always, I have some problem, others are good but I am bad, my thoughts are bad, if I do something there may be something wrong. So all these thoughts may hold the baby back. He cannot be able to do what he's supposed to do in the world. So that should not happen. So encourage the babies artificial, okay, whatever behavior they have. Understand it is the age related thoughts. Okay, so do not tease the babies in front of everyone. Encourage him. Say that you are good. You are good. Okay, you are good. You are a good boy. Your thoughts are correct. Okay, tell them. And only if they misbehave, okay, that should be corrected. We will see later. Able to share but expresses ideas of mine. Everything they will take it as their own idea. It might have given by the mother or somebody else, but everything they will take up and they will express in terms of themselves. Even as an adult, I have seen. But understand, even if you have a feeling, understand that your psychological development is only up to preschooler. So try to grow. Whatever is supposed to be given to others, give to others. Less dependent on parents, but need reassurance and help. Okay, so they can do things by themselves because they can run, they can jump, they can manipulate. But they want reassurance from the parents and help. Ritualism and negativism decreases. Ritualism and the negativism which is can seen in the toddler period is getting decreases. They are this here children are more actually very flexible here. Again, if we explain the things in their own manner, so if we go for a if you are not doing this um, activity, I will give you a chocolate, because the child is having an advantage. In such a manner, they will cooperate with the rules and whatever suggestions we are doing very well. Children can have dreams and nightmares during this particular period. They have a dreams, and depending upon if they are viewing a fearful cartoons or any serials, okay, they may have the nightmares. That means if they hear anything, experience anything bad, okay, it will be coming to their dream night, and nightmares may be seen. So parents must be very vigilant in selecting cartoons for the children. It should not be thought provoking, it should not be destructive. Okay, so then next, they know their own sex. We will okay, they have an idea regarding their own sex, and they will be engaging in a associative play that we will see in the next one. So we can see that they will be egocentric in their thought and behavior, able to share but expresses ideas of mind, and less dependent on parents but need reassurance. Ritualism and negativism decreases. Dreams and nightmares occurs. Knows on sex. Engages in a associative play. Thank you. We will continue in the next slide.